Hey guys, I know I really haven't been uploading recently, and work I told you has slowed down. But despite the fact that the new work has slowed down, I'm still dealing with finishing up old work that came back from the machine shop. Um, I'm kind of wanting to take a break. We went into the slump, and the urge for me to want to advertise or whatnot is just not there, and I have enough small projects that I can do for myself that aren't waiting for anybody. That nobody's buying into, that I can do to keep me busy. So over the next month or so, if I get the itch to build an engine, I can take care of that with doing my own small stuff, and then I can do it at my own pace, and it doesn't matter. So I figured that the way I can do that, because I'm at a situation too where like I want to take an extended break, like like a month or so off. But I'm also at the same spot where, like, if somebody comes to me and they want an engine build, money is, I don't want to turn down money either. So I think the way that I can compromise on doing this is by not doing the payment plans for a little while. I'm not saying that I'm going to suspend it indefinitely, or I'm not going to suspend it entirely, but I'm going to do that for a little while. So I think from now on, or for a little while at least, if anybody wants an engine build, I'm going to require, like, the full payment up front. Just so that way, that'll thin out the herd further. Because there's always somebody can come in 1 or 2 a month to come and ask for an engine build. And I don't mind. Right now, I'm kind of focused on doing the smaller things. Like I said, rocker arms and oil pumps, stuff that I can do really quick that doesn't take a lot of brain power. So, for the foreseeable future, for now, for at least a month or two, maybe for the summer, I'm not going to take any more engine builds unless you got the full amount up front to pay for everything. It'll motivate me to get up and do it. And also, two, it also will save me having extra parts around the house. Because me rolling my ankle was trying to clear out space so that way, the landlord would be pissed off at me when they came inside, or the landlords, the couple that own the house. They're really cool. They're really cool people. They don't give me a headache or a hassle despite the fact that I have everything over here. But they just kind of look around like, they give the side eye. And I'm like, hey, man, it's work. What can I do? And they always get paid on time, so they don't complain. But in the meantime, too, I was kind of thinking about, like, my DMs are building up. I have a lot of unread messages that are, like, the ones you have to approve before reading. And I'm not going to lie, right now, I'm kind of screening them. Like, I'm screening all the messages. And, like, if it's something that's really quick that you can Google or whatnot, or if somebody follows me and in 5 minutes later send me a DM, I'm not interested in doing that shit, It's constantly asking super basic questions, things that can be found on Google for a minute. I've talked about not wanting to be on that kind of shit. And I'm also thinking recently too, like, I want to get back into gaming. I've been saying this for years, but recently over the past couple weeks, it's been like kind of picking up. Like, I want a game. And then when I started thinking about gaming, I'm like, yeah, but that takes away time for me doing things for VHP engines. So I'm like, okay, so what can I do to compromise to give me some free time to play on the weekends? And then to still do that. And then if you're wondering why I'm saying, like, it's been years I've been saying this, is because the game I'm talking about is World of Warcraft. That's, like, pretty much the only game I play. And if you know anything about World of Warcraft, it's like a job. It's like a full-time job. So you can't really play this game unless you're, or play it even a little bit competitively, unless you're really trying to put some effort into it. So I was kind of debating recently, and I was like, what can I do to, like, kind of merge the things where I can actually play a couple hours a day, or play, do like a crazy 8-hour run or a 6-hour run on the weekends, on a Saturday, and still be able to have it productive for VHP engines. And then I see that you can Twitch stream, right? And I was like, oh, well, that's something I could do. And so here's the thing, my live streams, they don't do shit, for VHP engines. Every time I try to do a live stream, I get like 9 people in there, and it just doesn't go anywhere. But there's always a stream of influx of people, like, that want to ask me questions. And I just don't have the motivation or energy right now to do onesie-twosies, long conversations with people for basic shit. So I figured, if I do the live stream with the Twitch, I don't have to worry about keeping to a certain schedule. Like, hey, like 5 o'clock, be here, and then 5 minutes later, nobody's there. And then I close it, and then I have people coming over the next hour telling me, oh, I missed it. But so if I do the Twitch live stream, I could be streaming for hours, and it gives you plenty of opportunity to drop by and ask whatever fucking question you want. And depending on what I'm doing in the game, I guess I can take the time to answer that. So that's just something I'm thinking about. You know, I think about things all the time, and I don't follow through with them, or I take months to follow through. And I'm not even 100% sure the computer I have is, you know, good enough to really give me a quality streaming experience with this fucking game. Like, my computer's a piece of shit, and it's new, and I barely used it, but it's a piece of shit. I mean, I paid like $400 for the whole system, so, you know, get what you pay for type deal. But it's just something I'm thinking about. Plus, like I said, I just wanted to throw out that idea out there, or let you guys know too that I'm gonna kind of slow down on the engine building thing. You know, I have the B18 on the stand now. In the AM when I get off of work and back from the gym, I'm going to put the crank in, and then it's just gapping rings and getting the rest of it all together, and then that's ready to go. And then I'm going to move to the K24. So there's that. And I had a little bit of a hiccup with the D16 oil pump I needed to do. Like, one of the bolt holes on the pump was a little bit fucked up, but I chased the threads out and I was able to fix it. So that oil pump needs to be ported, and the K-Series oil pump, you know. And it's like one of those things where last weekend it just kind of got away from me. You know, I did do work, so I don't want you thinking I didn't do anything at all. I prepped a bunch of the oil pumps. I had to take them apart, clean them up somewhat, and, you know, they're not fully cleaned yet. I had to clean them up somewhat, you know, measure them out, make sure they're good to be used. And then also, like, that single cam that I've been cutting for a while that I was working on, that wound up taking me longer than I expected because the new drill gun I'm using isn't the same dimensions as my old drill gun. So the angle to get in there to cut was difficult, and it was just being a mission and a hassle. So I spent hours on cutting and checking the single cam, and then hours prepping those oil pumps. So Saturday I didn't really work too much, but Sunday I did. I did work all night. So I don't want you guys thinking that I'm not doing anything at all. I am. It's just that I don't always post pictures because sometimes there's not really too much to show. So anyway, this weekend, you know, now that everything's past like the prepping and inspections phase, we're gonna get some engines done. What the goal is for the engine building side is to have the B18 fully assembled and the K24 on the stand ready to be assembled, and then the next weekend do the K24, and then I'm gonna go double back down to the single cam, do the single cam, and then you know, but in the meantime the oil pumps are going to get done because it doesn't take as much hours as the engine does, and I need to cut still, so that needs to be done during the daylight hours, and then the engine building will come during the nighttime hours. All right, guys, so just you know, just some stuff, you know, I want to talk to you guys. It seems like I haven't really been posting much of anything lately, and that's just an idea that I have in my mind just to throw out there. I gotta still do my research on Twitch because I don't really know how that shit works, how just simulcast stream the game or whatever you're doing at the same time. And it might not ever happen. I don't know. It's just an idea. But I do want to get back to playing some fucking games. Like, my son's getting old enough now where, you know, it's almost time. And that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting years for him to get up to snuff before he can play. And I might even try some League of Legends shit because I know it's not as intense as Warcraft. So if he can pass on something like that, then maybe he's ready for the big leagues.